attacked 3 of Iran's key nuclear facilities, and here's exactly what went down. At around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on June 21st, at least 3 B-2 bombers departed from the Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. These B-2 bombers were carrying a total of 6 bunker buster bombs, which only the United States has. Once these B-2 bombers made it across the Atlantic, they were refueled by fueling planes in Europe and other areas of the Middle East. Once these B-2 bombers started getting closer to Iranian airspace, other military fighter jets escorted these B-2 bombers into Iran. This was in case Iran noticed the B-2 bombers and sent military jets of their own to shoot down the B-2s. 3 nuclear bases were hit, but the B-2s were only targeting Iran's largest base, known as Fordow. Fordow is built under a mountain and stretches 80 meters underground. The B-2 bombers dropped the 6 bunker busters, which are capable of detonating roughly 70 meters underground. This completely wiped out the entire facility. As for the 2 other bases attacked, Isfahan and Natanz, the United States had a different strategy for these. The US fired 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles from submarines that were 400 miles from Iran's coast in the Arabian Sea and Gulf of Oman. The Tomahawk cruise missiles are different in that they can't penetrate as deep underground, but they likely destroyed these 2 nuclear facilities as well.
Breaking news: Iran has retaliated against the United States, launching a bombing attack on the American airbase in Qatar. This comes after U.S. strikes over the weekend targeted 3 Iranian nuclear sites, with B-2 bombers dropping 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs in support of a war that Israel launched on Iran more than a week ago.
A few moments later.
We have a ceasefire. Donald Trump has just announced it all of 3 minutes ago, saying congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a ceasefire and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their progress and their final missions. Trump continues by saying that officially Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. He ends it by saying this is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, and God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world.
Cool. Let's see, who want to go first?
Let Slim go first. He didn't really talk.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. I mean, I was a little upset. You know, I just came back from Nigeria, so I was kind of out of the loop with the whole war thing, and I was upset that, you know, he always said he was going to be a peaceful president and he wouldn't go to war, so that kind of hurt me. But when I got back, I literally got back today. I did some research and I seen the reasoning, so I was cool with it. But now that it's a ceasefire, I'm even more excited, man. I just think we're in a good position, and I just think Trump ain't backing down. He's showing, you know, who America is. He's showing that we are strong, and really nobody can mess with us, man. We gotta keep that. I mean, I just believe that's important. You know, if you're American, you understand, man. At the end of the day, we can't be weak, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, when there's talks of a ceasefire, that's also a blessing. So big up to that.
Doc literally called me and said, "Hey, man, I gotta get my thoughts on this. I gotta come on the man cave." So, Doc, let him know what you think.
Let me see. I think, and I have a problem with Republicans and Democrats, but this is my problem with the Republican parties, because I've been to Iraq, and you know I've done it, and you was with me, Gray. You know, you seen me out there, so you know what we did and what went on. I think Republicans, the last couple of Republican presidents have sold the American sons and fathers of our military out for a price to their constituents. Like, it just feels like every time we get a Republican president, there's a problem in the Middle East and of something that isn't our business. You know, an Israel issue isn't our business. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, that's not where the attacks came from. None of that is our business. And it feels like knowing that, you know, somebody's son or somebody brother or father or something is going to die for a conflict that genuinely doesn't have anything to do with us, I think it's a problem. And I don't think we have the authority to tell Iran what they can and can't do. Just don't think that's our place. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Enzo.
I mean, I agree with what President Trump did at the end of the day, by taking their nuclear facilities out. I don't agree with Iran, country that has been screaming death to America since 2007. That we've had multiple problems with, that are funding all of these. They're a state of terrorism. At the end of the day, they fund all these terrorist groups all around the world that are, first off, with the Houthis that are firing on American ships. I don't agree with that. And for them to have nuclear capabilities whatsoever, even if I don't agree with Israel saying that there's weapons of mass destruction there like they did in 2003. I completely agree there that was probably false. But for them to have any type of nuclear capability whatsoever, and to have the Fordo nuclear facility that's enriching it from, I think it was 30% to 60% or to 80%, which is damn near close to weapons grade. I don't think they should have that, because again, they're a terrorist country at the end of the day. What happens if that falls into the wrong hands? Even if it falls into the wrong hands and it's not a straight up nuke at the end of the day, they could create a dirty bomb and detonate that anywhere. And that's at the hands of whoever's in the government in Iran. That's the way that I'm looking at it. So for them to do a surgical strike like they did and not cost the lives of any servicemen whatsoever, not put troops on the ground at all, to get away with it how they did, I completely agree with the president. I stand with the president 110%. And I'm happy as shit that we're showing force around the world again, instead of the last 4 years where it's just complete mediocrity with the military, letting countries walk all over people at the end of the day, and America not doing anything about it. America has been the bully since 1776. And I agree, America should be the bully around the world. And that's how I feel about this entire situation.
William?
Well, I'm going to tell you, man. Hey, listen. I'm down with the president 1,000%, and he showed such restraint because he gave Iran, whether they have this stuff or not. Obviously the president think they did, and according to his intelligence team, they do have that capability. So now he gave him 60 days at first. He said, listen, let's talk about it. Let's come to some terms. And he tried to tell him. I mean, he gave him 60 days. So on the 61st day, Israel came in and they started their bombing thing. Now, whether you like Israel or not, I mean, that ain't Israel is the people they trying to live to. So they doing whatever they do, think they should do for themselves. And who can blame them? But anyway, they're our allies. So now, this is one other point now, because I kind of like this topic because and that mission, man, you see that thing, man, that was awesome. But I don't want to get into the mission too much. But the fact that Trump said, I'll give y'all 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks. And then within that time, he went in on them. And, man, I'm going to tell you, that's what border, because really, they don't have much fight. And it ain't going to be, I don't see boots being on the ground and it being an all-out war. With who? And nobody is going down with Iran. Nobody, even the Houthi, all they little splinter groups. Hey, listen, man, they're standing alone on this one. They're standing alone. I don't see no war at all. None. No.
I just want to add one point of context. A lot of people in America, and I think this is a misconception, we throw out the weapons of mass destruction and who should and shouldn't have it. There are plenty of countries with capabilities to drop an atomic bomb. Sure. I only know of one that have. Sure. Can you name another?
Oh, no. Well, you got Pakistan. You got India.
No. Do you have another that's dropped an atomic bomb, a nuclear weapon?
No.
Another country.
Not in wartime, no.
No, not at any time.
No,
you can't name another.
No, well, America's
There's only one country.
Yeah, I mean, are we counting testings?
Yeah.
Well, we're afraid of ourselves. We're the only ones doing it.
This is the other point that I wanted to make, and then I know we got to move on. The whole thing is about strength through peace, or peace through strength. And that's what this move is about. Now, maybe they should be able to have a nuclear bomb, but this country say no nuclear bomb, no. And you hate us too? No. Can't do it.
My problem with that is that are we gonna sacrifice men and women who leave their home and leave their children?
Nobody's going anywhere.
That's how it started in Iraq.
Nobody's going anywhere.
These ideals.
Did you hear the latest on the news? They just came to a ceasefire. No, nobody. Who would they go on the ground? Who would they go on against? Who would it be against? Who would it be against?
Did you go to Desert Storm?
No, I did no storms.
My dad went to Desert Storm, so that means we've been in the Middle East. His dad went to the Desert Storm. His dad went to the Middle East. That means for 3 generations of my family, the
Trump
men of
is
my
altogether
family
different, man.
have
Trump
been
is not
going
for
to the
war.
Middle East.
Trump is not for war, man.
How is he not for? What would you call that?
His last is that when he was in before, there were no wars. When
I'm just
Trump
curious.
was in
I'm just
All right,
asking.
we gonna get to it. We got
it. You, Vulgar.
Yeah.
Go, King J.
It was a blunder. It was an absolute blunder. Later come out, find out they already moved the materials. So we showed our hand. Now they've lost track of where the materials is at. Come on, brother. Don't interrupt me. Come on, brother.
Yeah, 400 kilograms of material.
Yeah.
Please tell me how that's so much.
Let King J finish.
How could he know? How could he know
Come on.
the material?
They already came out. Come on, brother. I didn't let y'all run this little tirade that y'all want to call a talking points. Okay. But we know for a fact that they didn't already move the material before the boom booms got dropped because he couldn't stop running his mouth. Oh, I might not do it. They didn't take that chance. Any smart commander would move that shit. So he already made that blunder. And then on top of that, y'all talking about this ceasefire, but Iran or Israel, the 2 parties that's going at it, has neither nor confirmed or denied this.
They did confirm it. They did confirm it.
Give me a second,
right
brother.
here.
We don't know if it's true. And then
an hour ago, an Iranian official told Reuters that Iran accepted the ceasefire.
Hold on.
Come on, I can't be quiet the whole time.
Let King J finish, and then Enzo. I want to hear about that.
I got you.
You can go after he finished to rebuttal.
Yep.
And then I find it really ironic that we're sitting here telling these folks that they can't have boom booms and all that stuff. I'm not advocating for it, but you're talking about from a group of people perspective where we have every single country that's beside them. We have went and lied about having weapons of mass destruction, went into Iraq. They had no weapons of mass destruction. No folks still ain't got no water over there. Israel is literally creating genocide over there. And to those folks, the United States will look like a threat to me. You literally told us that Iraq had boom booms. Y'all went in there and fucked it up. And now y'all are trying to do the same thing to us. I wouldn't do that. I mean, me personally, if I was on their side, that would look like a threat to me. And then on top of that, we know Israel has boom booms. We know Israel has nuclear weapons. They refuse to let inspectors in.
Okay. Is that wrapping it up? So I'm gonna let Enzo rebuttal.
Yeah, you go ahead. He go ahead.
Cool. Right. So as of an hour ago, an Iranian official told Reuters that Tehran accepted the ceasefire proposal put forward by the United States, and that's verified from Reuters. As well as an hour ago, too, Netanyahu, right from Reuters, we have a ceasefire. So both sides agreed to it. All 3 sides agreed to it, right? And you want to talk about a blunder, right? How would that be a blunder when they only had 400 kilograms of uranium that they moved? Now they don't have the capabilities to make any more. So good luck with 400 kilograms. That's all you have left. They dropped the bunker busters in there that blew the entire fucking thing up at the end of the day. So why are we sitting here saying, oh, it's a blunder, when, so first off, you said you were military, right? Are you active duty?
No, I'm not active.
You're active? Okay, whatever.
You don't like Trump. That's the only reason.
So,
you don't.
But then again, you're advocating. Hold on, let me finish.
And
you're advocating for a country that is screaming death to America and will and can strike on United States soldiers and citizens. They already said, we know you have 50,000 troops in the area. Prepare 50,000 body bags and caskets for them. How the fuck are you sitting here and advocating for a country that wants to unalive Americans, that is a disgusting nation that you advocate so much for? If you gone over there as American, they would behead you in the fucking street and laugh about it. So this is complete blasphemy that we're even advocating for a country.
Have you been?
No, I haven't.
Hey,
I'm just
Greg,
going based off of what's going on in the world.
you tell him about the people over there. So it seemed different. You tell him about the people over there because
I'm talking about Iran. I'm talking about Iran.
All
That's
of the
specifically
people
it.
over there. I think that's American
The
propaganda.
Iranians supposed to be some beautiful folks, man.
It's a
really,
propaganda. Like that's y'all.
No, I'm saying they're supposed to be some
propaganda.
It's
beautiful
not propaganda when you literally see the videos coming out of Iranian state television showing it. If it was just American media saying this is what they think of us, this is what they think of us, then I would agree that's propaganda.
It's a small group.
It's the government that's there.
Who thinks that way of us
I'm speaking about the government
Ayatollah and his crew? They're the ones that think that way. And then you got some homegrowns, but the Ayatollah, he is the one that is calling for death to America and death to Israel. Now, I mean, now listen, I ain't over there, so I ain't really heard him, but I've seen him on television talking like that. It could have been a fake, could have been AI. I don't know, but I saw it. I think I saw it.
I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, if I saw you attack all the countries that are surrounding me, and now you're attacking me, I wouldn't fuck with you either. That's just like you going to punch on my brothers and then me telling you I like you. No, I'm not going to like you.
But that was an interesting attack that Trump did.
He
knocked out those.
I don't know if
and do you know nobody was killed? They say nobody was killed. He knocked out those through places, and they say that the bombs were so precision that nobody was killed. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? And all of this was planned so nobody would be killed.
Nobody was working there?
I thought that too. That's a good question because I thought that too. All I'm saying is, look, I don't know, but I heard that there were no casualties. Now that's what I heard. And it seemed like it would have been somebody working there.
That might have been civilians though. Like the people in there, they probably don't count that was running the facilities, but civilians. I think
you say they weren't civilians?
No, the people that probably
they were like
unalive
they needed some of that bomb, huh?
Yeah, they probably were there working. Gray, what were you going to say?
No, I was saying you could take your turn because I know you didn't get to go.
I'm just letting everybody else go, but I mean, so the reason why I think Iran was trying to save face when they said they moved the materials and stuff. I'm a nerd. I don't know if y'all know what a centrifuge is or how it works. So a centrifuge is huge and it's hard to build and you need it. What a centrifuge does, if you're in medical, you probably know this. It just spins stuff and molecules and stuff have weight to it. So it spins enough to where uranium will separate. That's how you enrich. You basically separate uranium and then when you enrich it to plutonium, depending on what you're trying to build, right? So it takes a lot to build this. And if they blew that up, it doesn't matter if they move the uranium or the plutonium or whatever, because you can't do nothing with it by itself. It has to be enriched. I think it's like 60 to 90%. For civilian electrical use, it's around 3 to 10% or something like that. So that's when the US noticed that they were enriching past that. And then I think they were saying something about a space program or something like that. All of it just came back to their building nuclear materials. And then when you so everybody's saying like Trump is starting World War III, I think differently too. And the reason why, and when people say peace through strength, I'm red pill. And Gray's going to say this after I start talking. So let me go ahead and announce it myself first. I put everything in red pill perspective. If you're a man's man and you lead, there's consequences for certain things. If you don't have these consequences, like say you're dealing with a woman will play you and leave you on and you'll tell her to do something. If you tell her to do something and she keeps doing it and you really don't give her a consequence or leave or break up, she's going to keep doing it. That's what happened with Obama, with that first deal where we were just giving them gifts and praising them, telling them we're sorry, whatever. That's the whole thing about liberals. It's like they're not tough. And Iran is like, okay, we're going to play into this deal. They say they're going to come check our nuclear sites, but they probably really not. We just going to sneak this facility in this mountain and then play along with it. Is where you get somebody like Trump that came in after Obama and got rid of that deal, damn near bankrupt the country. They couldn't do shit. Then you got Biden come back again, and now he's being like a beta male, trying to play with them. You can't play with them like that. You can't reason with them. You have to lead through. They only respect strength. So I knew when this happened that they were gonna. I think when Trump killed, what was the dude name, Soleimani or whatever it was.
Yep. Soleimani.
Iran retaliated, blew up some shit that didn't even matter, and then was like, all right, we cool. What just happened? They sent some shit to Qatar, whatever, and now they're surrendered. It's the same playbook because they're not going to play with Trump like that. So the thing is, you spent maybe 30, 40 million to do this attack versus the liberals and the Democrats, Obama and Biden, which will give them billions to try to make a peace deal. It doesn't work. And the thing is, we have that weapon. We are at the top of the food chain. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. So it's matter. Y'all might not like it, but guess what? As America and us having this nuclear capability, us being the leading military, we gonna have to go bully some people to stay at the top. If we start trying to be friendly to everybody and be equal and kumbaya, everybody's out for themselves. Not everybody's gonna be like, you know what, we respect America and leave them at the top. No, they're gonna take advantage, like China did, take our technology, start building their own military, and try to overthrow us. You gotta pay the cost to stay in first place. And you know what? It might mean some lives. I hate to say that, but that is nature and the reality.
Doc, I'm gonna let you respond. Hold on, I'm gonna let Doc respond to him, but I always do this after every vulgar rant. If you're watching right now, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Go ahead and respond, Doc.
I agree with you on some of the points. I do think Democrats are too far on one end of the spectrum, but I think people miss that Republicans are too far on the other end of the spectrum. And I think what people miss in the ideal that doesn't sit with people is they say we're gonna have to do something. I don't think it's our business. I think it's a conflict that they would sort out themselves if given the chance. And my problem is that Trump, as well as most of the people who support Trump, as well as most of those people, when they say we have to, they don't mean we. They mean Jay, they mean William, they mean Gray, they mean me. It's a very small percentage of the American people who join the military. So when they say me, I just get it's a bad feeling that somebody who doesn't understand what it's gonna feel like is gonna make the decision to get rid of Rykov's life, cause Rykov his life, to cause Bruce Sean Anderson his life. He ain't gonna never come home and hug his mom over something that they could sort out themselves. And I don't think it's our place sometimes. But I think the money that has been spent to put these people in power, we don't have regular people looking out for just regular Americans anymore. The money that's been spent to put these people in power, they got ideals from their constituents that lead us there. And I think that's the problem. So it's a problem with both parties, but I think that's the problem.
Well, you have any more clips, right? I'm gonna do the final thoughts early since there's so many of us.
I do have I don't know if y'all seen the clip. They were saying it was the aftermath of the bombs hitting. I guess the crater that was left behind. I could play that real quick and then we could do the final thoughts.
Yeah, do the final thoughts. All right, cool.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. هذا يقولوا لا غير يخسس هو اللي يخسس. غارقة هذه نعوموا فيها؟ غارقة ولا لا؟ ماشي غارقة يمكن. ماشي غارقة هذه.
Sure, yeah, Vo, that was definitely a good clip. William, you are our guest tonight, so give us your final thoughts on, everything we talked about, and as well, let us know what you thought of the Man Cave.
Well, I enjoyed it, man. I tell you, man. But you know what was just fascinating watching that clip was it looked like the bomb slid the ground instead of going directly down. It looked like it slid the ground. Now, I don't know, but it looked like it. I wonder if anybody saw that too. It looked like it didn't go down. It went like slid the ground and went in. But but look, man, I really look. First of all, I appreciate it, man. I thank you. I thank you for even thinking about me, man, and invite me. And I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the conversation. There are various thoughts out here, man, and but the one good thing is that we are Americans, man. And man, what a great country this is for us. This is and everybody, we all, and I don't like to get into that identity politics. We black man, white man, all that. I don't, but we're a bunch of black people, black men on this panel, and we got to come to some conclusions about things. I mean, we do. And we may not come to the right conclusions, but we it's good to talk about it and have a dialogue, and then try to understand some things, man. I think that's most important. And me being the old head, the OG on the panel, man, look, man, I'm proud of all y'all guys, man. I mean, y'all trying to talk about some things, y'all trying to make some things happen, and that's a beautiful thing, man. And thanks again, I appreciate it.
Most definitely. Doc came on here once, but he barely stayed on. Doc, what's your final thoughts, and what did you think of the man cave?
Oh man, it's a blessing to be here with y'all, man. I thank y'all for having me. I had a great time. Different points of view. I think that's the beauty of America too, man. We all got these different ideals and different thoughts. And I see people at these protests waving every flag, but I think we all should be lucky to be America. Whether that's Trump the president, Biden the president, Obama, whoever. I think it's just a blessing to be able to get on here and do this. And this is something you can do in America. So, man, we live in the best country in the world, man. It's a blessing. I thank y'all for having me.
Yeah,
for sure. Slim just came back from Africa. He was gone for a while. Welcome back, Slim. How was your trip, and what's your final thoughts?
Oh man, the trip was good. A lot of things, man. As Americans, we need to appreciate, bro. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. The little things we need to appreciate, and I could go in a little, but there's some things that'll blow your mind. But I do believe we are in the best country on the planet. It's unfortunate that we can't stick together on a lot of things, but it is a blessing to have different opinions, and we can have these dialogues and get to learn. William, you opened my mind to a lot of things, brother. I appreciate you being on.
Thank
I
you.
really took into what you were saying, and I'm gonna be real with you. It's exactly how I feel.
Thank
And when I talk to these young brothers too, man, I get the attitudes, the mood swings, and all that. But again, this is why we have to continue to talk and just be logical and don't run off emotion. And that's what the Democrats do. They prey on emotions, man. And black people, we got some emotions, man. We turn up for anything. But we just gotta sit back and relax, think about it, listen to what's going on, see what's going on. And everybody ain't trying to hurt you every time. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Man, Gabe.
Sure. Enzo, you almost on here as much as me. What's your final thoughts? I know you say the same thing every time.
Oh yeah, like I always say, it's always a great episode. Happy to be here. Doc, William, thank you guys for being here, and everybody that's on the panel, thank you for your service, most importantly. All I can really say is I just hate the division that's going on in America still. Like, Donald Trump brokered peace between Israel and Iran. Regardless if you don't like Israel, so be it. We should all come together on that, Republicans, Democrats, whatever it is, and be like, okay, good. We actually have somebody who's doing something, regardless whoever is in office. Just because you don't like Trump is not enough. Like, seriously, put your bias to the side of he's a Republican or he's or because you just don't like the guy because he's a color of orange, whatever it is. We're all Americans at the end of the day. We all need to come together, regardless whoever's in office, and focus on what is best for America. My eyes, what actually happened over the weekend is best for America. Everyone's going to have their own opinions. Everyone's going to think otherwise. That's perfectly fine at the end of the day. That's what makes us great. We all think differently. We all come here with the same ideas, with different ideas, and we come together at the end of the day. That's what America is being about. So with that being said, hope everyone had a great night.
Yeah.
For sure. King J, the newest addition to the man cave. He actually works with Skeptic. She's on a new party. King J, what's your final thoughts?
Oh, it was good being on the show with y'all. Drop me a follow on TikTok. Red is the new orange. I will say this. I think that and I'm just speaking for the black community when I say this. I think that for us to get in a better place, America has to address the racial issues. It's been nothing but 100 years of it, and it didn't just go away overnight. That's it. Appreciate y'all. Everybody was good.
For sure. My final thoughts is shout out to Doc and William. Thank y'all for coming on. It was great having you guys and hearing y'all thoughts. Thank you to the panel. I know these discussions, very passionate. And I know that like you guys are for real. You guys are really being what you say. Y'all not just pretending. So we really put in the energy and stuff into this, and our views been going up. We get more engagement. So shout out to you guys. The new party is going to be talking about sleeper cells tomorrow. So come back at 8 p.m. We go live Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely come check us out and keep rocking with us, Man Cave. Vulgar.
All right. Parties aside, we got to understand. I don't think a lot of people know how deep our current state is. We are the first, or at least we're the only known species in history that have the capability to wipe ourselves out and to wipe out the planet. It's like the world called a virus that we can't get rid of. And what's that virus? That virus are nuclear weapons. And it's basically you can't cure it, so you have to take like a cyclovir or whatever it is, an antiviral. And what that is, y'all may not like this. Y'all may think America is being a bully, but America started this. And because the stakes are so high that if every country or countries who don't show themselves to be responsible, some places like Iran, I'm not saying whether they are or not, I'm just saying they get this type of capability, they might not be as responsible or understand the stakes as we do, or as Russia do, or as China do. We have shown restraint with these weapons because we're still here. So feelings aside, we do have to pay the cost, be the boss, and we have to keep that virus under wraps and control. So like I said, y'all may not like it, y'all may think we bullies, but I think what we should be focusing on is having people in office who that's their focus, is to make sure that this capability or this never happens, that we never have to use them to destroy ourselves. And somebody like Trump has shown this could have been a 30-year war. Let's hope this ceasefire stays in place and is a permanent thing. But this could have went out for years like other presidents have done, and it could have been for money. But for this guy to do what he did, for Trump to do what he did, and have a ceasefire that's quick and put it under, we got to give him some credit there and understand the stakes. All right, y'all.
For sure. I'll play the outro. Y'all have a good